Took my cat for her first walk today. I really think she likes it. My old cat used to do that. If you just put a collar on him even without a lead, it was like the collar just deactivated his muscles. They actually do. Cats lift their young using their mouths on their neck. The kittens need to stay still, or the mother cat will accidentally break its neck. Collars express that reflex on cats too. She is having none of your shit. She is like, you can drag me everything you want, I will not move. Why is that jackass over there dragging a dead cat on the sidewalk? Where else would you drag one? I had a cat who had lived outdoors for 10 years before we moved into a condo, and she moved inside with us. The rules for the complex were that pets outside had to be on a leash, so I got a harness and leash. She reacted the same way at first, but learned to tolerate it, and I became the weird guy who walked his cat on a leash. She lived to be 19 years old. Miss you, Miko. Sorry to hear about Miko. That's my goal though. To walk the cat alongside the dogs. Next time put a sweater on her before the leash. Cats love that, too. Oh, and a cone of shame. Everyone in this thread, LMAO your cat hates this, WTF this cat. Holy shut, the entire planet is a scratching post, who knew? Exactly. I can't believe I had to scroll down this far to find someone that also noticed this cat's having the time of her life. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Well, look what dragged in the cat. I know this is the place for this. Is it true orange cats are most often male? 80% of orange cats are male. Another fun fact. 99.9% of calico cats are female. If your neighbor saw you doing this, then you're the weird guy in town now. Now lol. What's the cat's name? Cigarette. Taking her for a drag. Nice. Can our cats be best friends? He feels the same way sometimes. Sure. Let's take them to the cat park together. Close bracket. You can tell she is enjoying and living the best life. Perfect example of sleepwalking. People take cats for walks. The younger they are, the more they get used to it. It takes a lot more patience and time than with dogs, ESP for older cats. I started training mine when he was 6mo. He never did the plop and he learned that it meant going out really quick too, so he likes it. I take him out front and to the backyard. This also means he's super chill when we go to the vet or visiting people too. Actually, the self-proclaimed cat daddy Jackson Galaxy has a YouTube video on walking your cat. The short version is that you need to get your cat used to being on a leash and wearing a harness. Most cats react this way to being in a harness if they are not used to it, so you have to essentially train your cat to get used to wearing the harness before you can attempt to walk them in it. Basically just have them wear it at home for a bit. When they don't mind wearing it, then you can try taking them outside. In most cases the cat will end up walking you around. He also suggests clicker training and claims that once clicker trained, the whole process of training the cat should be much easier to get through. I've never done it for any of my cats, but I have no reason to doubt Mr. Galaxy. This is exactly what I did. Just put the harness on him and let him adjust to the point that he didn't care if he wore it or not. I remember about 30 years ago moving from the country into a city that had leash laws for cats. My sister and I thought that meant you had to walk a cat like a dog. So we clipped a dog leash onto our outdoor country cat's flea collar and tried to get her to walk with us. We got a whopping 10 reluctant feet before she officially noped right up a maple tree. We sat under that maple tree for an embarrassing amount of time until Dad came out of the house with a ladder and got her down. Put an end to cat walks right quick. Can I ask how the rest of the transition went? I'm about to move from a house to an apartment complex with a cat that has been free to go outdoors his whole life, and I don't know if this place is even okay with cats going outside. They haven't said either way, but they do require you prove all shots are up to date, so that maybe indicates outside is okay. I know, I just need to ask them. I'm dreading forcing him to stay inside all the time. If that's what it comes down to, it'll be a rough transition. but I'm also worried about him forgetting which one is home. If I do let him out, it's a huge complex with many buildings. Sorry for the word vomit, this has me concerned. You have to flip the cat over periodically to ensure even wear. An impressive amount of the top comments have nothing to do with OMG animal cruelty, and that makes me happy. Seriously, I came here to make fun of someone, but ended up regaining a little hope in something or other. Cat point eggs has stopped functioning. She loves it, and the lack of fur on her left side will totally help with cooling her off this summer. Kind of a 1-2 mohawk, set in trends. Cool cat. Continue dragging me across this large back scratcher, human. I'm curious how long they would keep this up. Like, tie the leash to your belt and just go on a several hour long walk. Eventually the cat would have to get up, right? This reminds me of when we had calves to show at the fair. We would walk them out the driveway, then they would refuse to come in, and sure enough we had them on the road. A car would come, and all hands were on deck, dragging a 600-pound calf off the effing road. I'm just here for the animal abuse accusations. Lol, same. Went straight to controversial comments. Dogs go for walks, cats go for drags. You are doing much better than our bloke. We put a bell on him because he was eating birds. He slipped his bottom jaw under the collar and bit through it into bites. This is his I'm having none of your shut looks. He's got super cool coloring on his little muzzle there. Just stand outside with the cat on a leash. He will start moving eventually and see that he can explore, and he'll take the lead. Made the mistake of taking my 2 cats on a walk once. Now they sit and meow out the front door every day until I take them out every single day. Mine are about 15 minutes away from starting their mission to go outside as soon as the sun starts to come up. They used to wake me up for food. Now it's just to go out. Our cat dragging. So, this is your first cat? I'm so tired of being here. Is walking cats a thing in America? You managed to get her out. Meanwhile my cats are scared to even stand next to an open door. When you tell your girlfriend it's only a couple of blocks, we don't need a Lyft Uber. Bro, I think your cat's dead. Yeah, no, I don't think she hates it. Weirdly enough, she looks quite content. Lol, she actually does look like she's enjoying herself. Your cat is really feline it. I do my Latin on the catwalk. Right, said Fred. First thing that came to my mind was what your neighbors must think of you dragging your dead cat around and filming it while giggling. So I have a cat who has a brain disorder and loses her balance quite frequently, and as such she can't really get outdoors in case she ends up in front of a car and collapses. She does love getting let out in the backyard though, when the weather is fine, and she's happy to stay within that hour, provided someone is watching her anyway. I've thought about getting a leash to walk her cause that way she would be able to explore and be out more often. My parents told me I'd look crazy walking a cat, but I'm genuinely considering it. She's 8 and I want her to enjoy life as much as she can. I used to walk our old cat up and down the street. Once had a binman do a double take at my cat, then call his colleagues over. My cat just wanted to know if they had treats. A quick explanation, and they left us alone. If you do get a leash, start slowly. Put the harness on first, and then let her walk around, and get used to it. Give her treats or a meal, lots of praise and strokes. Then attach the lead, and walk around the house. Everything has to be baby steps, or they flop over on their side and don't cooperate, like the video. Take plenty of treats to coax her put of a bush. If she gets frightened, dragging out by the leash must be a last resort. Why is your cat bald down one side? I keep forgetting to turn him over during walkies. Don't forget to like this video and follow this channel to hear more Redditception.